Hey, Motorman here, and I'm at Newport Richie Harley Davidson, and I'm about to take a very, very rare special motorcycle for a ride. And I'm going to explain why it's so special and why it's so rare. But I'm not going to show it to you yet. I want to see if you can guess what this is, and I'm betting nobody will be able to guess. Well, all right, I can tell you this, that it's got a pretty low seat height. Seat is a little bit on the wide side, but at 5'7", identifying as 6'2", I could flat foot the bike easily. The exhaust sounds like it's maybe an aftermarket. I'm not sure if anybody made aftermarket exhaust for it or if they took the baffles out, but anyway, it's upright riding position. And no, I'm not going to tell you yet what it is, but we'll go for a ride. Can you tell by the sound of the motor what bike this is? I'll bet you can't, unless you're really familiar with this motor. Now, this bike has got 106 horsepower. I believe that's rated at the crank. Lots of torque, way down low and all the way up to red line. They made two models in 2014 and 2015. MSRP for the non-ABS model was $18,000 plus freight, of course, and $19,000 for the ABS model. I'm not sure which one this is, if it's the ABS or not. And also, when you get the ABS model, you got self-canceling turn signals. So when I make this turn, we'll see if they cancel. If not, we know this is not the ABS model. But okay, I've had enough fun. I'll tell you what this is. It's a 2014 Valkyrie, Honda Valkyrie. And here's the walk around of this bike. Okay, this is what I'm riding. I know you didn't guess. Well, maybe you did. I doubt it, though. This is a 2014 Honda Valkyrie. And they made them just 2 years. And looking at this bike, you can see why they only made it 2 years. They couldn't sell them. Priced at 18 grand for the standard model like this one, or 19 grand for the ABS model with automatic turn signals, but people didn't want to pay that price. In fact, I think the last year, 2015, they discounted them like, or it's like a $5,000 rebate. But here's the main problem. Hang on, wait a second. Oh, damn, that's ugly. But then they put two of them on this bike. I happened to find a picture of the guy who styled these radiators. Hang on. Here he is, and I understand. Yeah, he's no longer with the firm. I want to tell you what I know about this. If you're not familiar with Hondas, the Valkyrie came out in, I think it was 98, 97, 98. They made a cruiser-style motorcycle with the Gold Wing motor in the middle of it. And they made several versions. They had a standard cruiser type, then they had a bagger version with a windshield. And then they had a fairing and bagger model. So they sold pretty well first couple of years, and then sales tapered off, and that was the end of it. So from 97 to 98 up until 2003. Then in 2014, they must have had some Gold Wing motors left over, and they said, what can we do with this besides put it in a Gold Wing? How about we get a new model, we'll call it the Valkyrie. And the stylist went to work. At least he was supposed to get to work. I'm sure he's gone on to bigger and better things now, but this is a very unusual motorcycle. Unusual in its styling, not in the way it rides or handles or its power. It is a fine cruiser. Very maneuverable for its size. I think these weigh about 750 pounds. So 750-pound motorcycle, 106 horsepower, probably 95 or so to the wheel. That's plenty fast for a cruiser. Torque all over the place. Like I said, extremely smooth motor. This flat six it's been around forever. Been known to be very powerful and very reliable. But they came out with this bike in 2014,
answering the question that, well, nobody asked. And to say they didn't sell well would be kind of an understatement. Like I said, it started off about 18 grand, and if you wanted ABS, it was 19 grand. And they languished in the showrooms for years. I think they sold 5 of these worldwide. I'm exaggerating, but they didn't sell many. It got to where I think by 2015, they said we got to get rid of these bikes. Nobody's buying them. So I think they reduced the price by 5 grand, if I'm not mistaken. And eventually, somebody walked in and said, "Oh, that's the bike for me." Now, if you just look at this motorcycle, you say, "Who the hell would buy this thing?" It's ugly from every angle. It's mainly, though, the radiators that ruin the styling of this bike. And I understand why they did it, because, well, it worked on the Goldwing and even the Honda Rune, which I used to own one of them. Beautiful looking motorcycle. Hard to believe the same people who made the Honda Rune with this motor made this thing. And they kind of gave it some of the looks of the Rune, but yeah, as far as styling, in my eyes anyway, this ranks up there with some of the ugliest motorcycles ever made. But if you rode this bike, you'd say, "Oh my God, this is a fine motorcycle." I mean, it's fast, highly maneuverable. Somebody came to my class 5 years ago with one of these that he just purchased, and you know, I didn't make fun of him. Okay, I did a little bit, but then I took the bike through the course. I'm going to show you that film from 5 years ago. I said, "Man, this is a highly maneuverable, heavyweight motorcycle. 66-inch wheelbase. I think it's a 24-degree rake. It's got about a 38-degree lean angle before the pegs start to touch down. So put those things together, and it is highly maneuverable for its size. Extra smooth, as I said, powerful. I mean, this is a bike that, you know, put a windshield on it, and 1,000-mile day ain't nothing." Very powerful motor, very smooth, as all Goldwings are. But you don't get self-canceling turn signals unless you got the ABS version.
But all kidding aside, folks, this is just a great motorcycle. Maybe you like the looks, maybe you don't. Maybe it'll grow on you. But you can't go wrong with this bike. Asking price $8,700. It's only got 10,500 miles on it. These Goldwing motors are known to go well over 100,000 without any problem. And if you want a high-performance cruiser that's, well, different from anything else, you're not going to run into yourself coming the opposite way, that's for sure. You won't see another one at a bike night, and it's just a great motorcycle. And right now, priced at $8,700, really, you owe it to yourself to take this bike for a ride. So hustle down at Newport Richie Harley Davidson, tell them Motorman sent you, and just forget the looks for a minute. Just get on the bike and take it for a ride. They'll let you do that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.